and we want to welcome all of you tonight to the Waszupp Crowdfunding Mentor Line. We've got a big call plan for you tonight, and I kicked the beats off so that they weren't distracting to you, but we have probably one of the biggest calls we've had in the last 5 years. Why? Because the word is getting out, and I'm going to introduce our guest speaker tonight in just a moment. Before I do, I want to just ask you a question. Can you imagine a fusion of three of the most powerful concepts in mankind's history? Number one, I'm going to talk about the first one, and that is the world-changing power of charitable giving. Do you know that since the beginning of time, when people had challenges, people just find themselves feeling the need to go help with those challenges? In fact, back in the early part of the United States of America, they had barn building times when someone's barn would burn down or a storm would blow it over. Everybody in the area and the county would come and help build that barn. That was a form of charitable giving. And then as recently as the last decade, the Obama administration, the presidential administration, passed a law that took a concept called crowdfunding and legitimized it as a real form of generating money for worthwhile causes and crusades. And folks, I'm here to tell you something, that charitable giving is a powerful mechanism. It reaches into the heart of people, and that's one of the trends that we've tapped into. The second one is, listen to this, it's called the dreams and hopes and goals of people. You know, there's something that we will never run out of, that is people that are hoping and dreaming and wanting something great to happen for them on every level, not just financially, but yes, financially, because who doesn't want more money, and maybe a lot more money, but also people have hopes and dreams and aspirations to accomplish great things with their life. And so we've taken that, I call that the power and the dream of achievement. And then lastly, we have tapped into a relatively new phenomena, and that's the digital economy. Prior to the Internet, what I'm going to tell you about would not have been possible. And yet, because of the Internet, something happened in the late 2000s, and it's called cryptocurrency. The most prominent of cryptocurrencies is called Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from about 3 to 4 cents in 2009. It hit a high of over $3,000 this year. From 3 cents to $3,000, people became multi-millionaires. We have combined these three things and put together a leadership team of people that are on this call tonight that have several hundred years of experience. And we've got a proposition for you that I'm going to tell you, I don't want you to fall out of your seat, but for literally pocket change, you can get started and you can make a massive amount of money. And I've asked my good friend of nearly 20 years, a man who I trust without reservation. He and I have raised our families together. We've done business together globally. And he has been at the top of the industry of training and helping people accomplish goals and aspirations. It is my good friend Mark Campese out of Palm Coast, Florida. Mark, would you take some time to tell people about what's up?
Hey, Blaine, thank you so much. I certainly will. A great job, by the way, opening up this call, and always appreciate your very powerful insights and articulation of truth. And wow, amazing. But listen, folks, it's great to be on this call with you tonight. I mean, I am not only excited, but I am incredibly expectant and hopeful in terms of what we're doing. And in fact, I've never seen anything move so fast as what's happening right now. I mean, I couldn't get off my phone today. That's always a great barometer reading to me of the energy, the power of what's taking place. And so when I see what happens, amazing. You know, Blaine and I had an opportunity to work in a company some years ago, maybe half a dozen years ago, and we saw such powerful growth. We put 100,000 reps in 60 to 90 days, and I'd never seen anything move like that. Listen, I've got the suspicion this time our coming together is really of a divine appointment, and I believe we're going to definitely surpass that. So things are great. But listen, someone cared enough about you to invite you on this call tonight to learn how you can really help other people and achieve your dreams at the same time. And listen, we've got what I refer to as a wealth building platform here, and it's an opportunity. It's a vehicle It's a pathway that can bring you complete financial independence and personal freedom. And it's beyond any opportunity that I have been exposed to in a long time. Matter of fact, I got a call from the founder of the company a few weeks ago. His name is Sahib, and some of you have met Ash by phone. Ash lives in Dubai. Ash is a distinguished pedigree human being and marketer. He's been involved in the network marketing industry for 25, 30 years. As a matter of fact, he's $1 million earner in that industry, yearly earner, over $100,000 per month. He's paid his dues. He knows how to make things work. But he is a man of absolute integrity. I'm telling you that because this is the mind behind this company. He is a man of absolute integrity. I could probably count on one or two hands the number of people that I would want to be in a foxhole with me if I was ever in war, and he would be one of them. So that's the kind of quality he is, the kind of quality person he is, that's the kind of person we're involved with. He's very, very resourceful, very determined. He understands the power of strong work ethic and, of course, caring for people. And this is his baby, and he really wants to bless people's lives with Waszupp crowdfunding. And so listen, for some of you on this call tonight, right, this could be the night that turns your life around. And many of you listening to my voice, you need your life turned around, right? And some of you are facing financial hardships and struggles, and of course we live in a day of economic uncertainty for so many. Maybe some of you are even high-performance people, but you're stuck in a rut. You need a new direction. You need something fresh. Maybe for whatever reason your life isn't working the way you want it to work. And I would say probably about 99% of people fall into that, right? And our lives just don't work the way we think they ought to work, right? Well, we've got something here that I believe can be a real clear solution. Blaine and I are big on something we call the RAD initiative, R-A-D. And that's really restoring the American dream. And by the way, the American dream is not just something that American exceptionalism speaks about or that we hold here only in America. The powerful American dream is all over the globe. Everyone wants to live the American dream. It's an ideal. And that's what we have in our hands here. We have an ideal. We have something that is bigger than ourselves, and we're out to transform people's lives in a powerful way. Now, let me give you some of the highlights of Waszupp Global. When Ash Sahib called me, he asked if I would be interested in becoming really one of the master reps with the company. There's 3 legs direct to the company. He asked me if I was interested in doing that, and just to have a call from Ash Sahib, I said yes. And of course, he gave me the full details. And then I went to my good friend, Coach Blaine Williams, and I said, Blaine, and we discussed this. And by the way, it was very mutual in how we saw things, but we became partners. So Blaine and I are absolute partners in this deal, and all the way completely. And by the way, Blaine is another kind of person that I would share a foxhole with any day of the week and know that my back is covered and his back as well. But so we've started this process of getting everything moving here with Waszupp Global Funding. But here's some of the highlights. Blaine hit it, but I want to reiterate it because it's so important here. We have 2 powerful things that we are bringing to the marketplace. First is our mission. And what's our mission? Our mission really is to fund charitable projects, worthy charitable projects throughout the globe. And those I might say even grassroots. Sometimes there's these big organizations that collect charity money, and very little of the money actually gets to the grassroots people. That so much of it's just eaten up in administration, even if they're not corrupt. Administration eats it and eats it and eats it, so very little gets to the people. We like the idea of getting money out to grassroots groups as well as individuals that may have personal hardships. So we're going to have a board of advisors that actually oversees that. But listen, we're out with great mission here. As a matter of fact, Ash shared with me today that his mission target in the next 24 months from when we launch next month in August, in that 24-month period, he wants to donate $1 billion to worthy charitable contributions across the globe. How do you like that? That's powerful. That's something worth fighting for. That's bigger than all of us on this call today, folks. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do that by the principle of tithing. 10%. Of course, tithing is a biblical principle. It's a spiritual principle. It's a blessed principle. And so what we're going to do is 10% really of every donation that's coming into the business is going to be going into a pool to bless people's lives. I mean, that's worth your effort, your all, your giving. So we're driven, we're a mission-driven company. We're armed, number one, with a mission, strong mission, right? And then secondly, we're armed, as Blaine said, really with the dream. The idea that we, through this process of helping others, can achieve our own personal dreams, have our personal freedom, be able to do whatever we want to do, whenever we want to do it, and not be controlled by money or time or any other commodity. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say something to you right now, and it's the absolute truth. I've never said it with more conviction, more belief, more knowing than right now. But for you listening to my voice tonight, you are literally in the $1 million seat. And some of you are going to realize that in the next 30, 60, 90 days, how powerful that really is. You are sitting in the $1 million seats. And of course, money is simply a tool. It's a tool that helps us to get to our dreams. So we're armed. We're armed here with the mission and with the dream. You take this out into the marketplace, and guess what? You will attract followers. There's no one across the globe here that would not be moved by our mission and the ability for them to live their dreams. So we've got something so dynamic, so powerful here. We also have our compensation structure, and I'm going to have Blaine in a few minutes talk a little bit about that because he's had some successful experience with this particular business model, this compensation structure model. But it's a 3x8 step-up matrix. And listen, it only costs $35 one time out of pocket to get involved. When was the last time you were in a $1 million seat, okay, where the price tag to get involved was $35? One time out of pocket. Because every other level, as you're stepping up, it comes out of profit, not out of pocket. One time, $35. Amazing. And by the way, here's how that breaks down. $25 is the actual fee to get the contribution fee to get started. Then there's a $10 administration fee. Because 100% of all the contributions, my friends, are going back to us or into the charity. They're not going to the company. So the company makes a little bit of money with some admin fees, which I think is more than fair, and they're very, very, very modest, to say the least. But listen, $35, that's priced for the masses. That's right, the masses. I don't care if you live in Southeast Asia, you live in India, you live in Africa, you live in Central America, South America. You live in Europe, you live in the U.S., $35 is something that anybody can have access to. All they need is that in a dream. Guess what? They can bless a lot of lives and be blessed. So we've got something here, by the way, that pays big money. And I'm not going to go into all that right now on the phone. I'm going to have Coach talk a little bit about it, but it's big. It's powerful. It's life-changing. It's generation-changing, as a matter of fact. Also, I want to tell you that the system we have with the step-up matrix is fully automated. So you don't have to be worrying about, do I do something with this money or do something? No, it's all been programmed to work very, very efficiently. You just do what you do, and what you do is the main thing. You've got to keep the main thing the main thing. And what is the main thing? The main thing is talking to people. The main thing is spreading the good news. And when this thing breaks, it opens and our doors open up in August, I believe it's going to be an absolute landslide. A tsunami is going to take place. And as the stories begin to grow of all the people we're helping, all the money we're donating, the money that people are making and living their own personal lifestyle of dreams, this thing is going to go across the globe like a rapid wildfire, and lives are going to be blessed and changed. Also, I want you to know that right now, just to give you a very interesting picture, the company has had a free launch going on for a few months. Now we're not in that free launch, any of us on this call really, but a free launch has been going on across really on a global basis. And in the last several months, they've put in free launch about 235,000 plus people. Now, folks, I've been involved in network marketing for almost 30 years. I've seen several pre-launches, and that's sort of the format nowadays. People do a free launch, then they do a pre-launch, then they do a launch. That's sort of the standard today. Well, most free launches, people line up, they come in for free. You know, I've seen some even recently, 12,000, 19,000, 21,000. That's considered pretty good. I've seen some with 50,000 or 80,000. That's like astounding, right? Listen, they have 235,000 that have come into free launch here. It's amazing. Well, here's what we're doing right now. Right now, we are in the place of positioning. We are in a positioning phase now, and we're positioning leaders. If you're on this call tonight, it's because someone has deemed you and declared you to be a leader type. That's why you're on this call listening to this. And what we're going to do is we're going to position you. And you're going to get, by the way, you've got great positionings. I told you, you're in $1 million. So you've got $1 million positioning. If you can hear my voice, that's what you've got. Well, right now we're in a positioning phase. The site is going to go up, I'm told by Ash, so this Sunday, it'll be up by Sunday, and we will manually begin to position people between now and the actual launch occurs, somewhere between the 1st and the 15th of August. So we have time to get leaders. And listen, we want to bring leaders in. All right, so and this is a 3x8 matrix, so you come in and you must bring 3. Matter of fact, to get paid, there is a qualifier here. There's one qualifier. You got to bring 3 people in. Now, we don't want you bringing in this positioning time any dogs or cats or these kind of positions. You understand what I'm saying, right? We want people in those positions that are leader types that can get their 3 and can help those 3 get their 3 as we build a wall here of success. So it's very, very important you understand that. But the positioning is right now. This is key positioning. So even as you're hearing my voice now, you want to begin spreading the message. By the way, who do you know who's Latino, speaks Spanish, has clout, has influence in the Spanish markets? Who do you know? Who do you know in Southeast Asia? Who do you know in Korea? Who do you know in Malaysia? Who do you know in India? Who do you know in Africa? Who do you know across the globe that's hungry, that can drive this thing? Because you want to grab a hold of those kind of people to get positioned. So when the gun goes off and we start running, we've got a wall of strength behind us driving this. But let me get back to this 235,000, by the way. What Ash Sahib is going to do when we launch, okay, right now, everybody's positioning. Then when we pull the gun, it launches, what are we going to do? Those 235,000, all those people that actually upgrade to their $35, they're going to be positioned right from the top, left to right, layer by layer by layer in the matrix. Now, typically, with these free launches, there's about a 10% return. In other words, if there's 20,000 people that have signed in a free launch, about 2,000 or so get active. So if we're looking at just a minimum 10% here of 235,000, you're talking over 23,000 people are going to be helping to fill in your matrix. Think about that. Wow. It's amazing. Now, I think they're going to do better than 10%. That's me, but that's what I think. But it doesn't matter because we're going to go to work with full court press. We're going to get going on this thing. When they push it, we're doing it now. But when they push that trigger and the company's launch, then we go after everybody. We go after the masses, not just the leaders, everybody. You're going to see a tremendous flow from above, all these leaders pushing, driving, reaching, that they can get to the desired goals that they're setting for themselves. And then also the company begins to pour people in. I've never seen anything of this order before, and I believe it's going to be absolutely blessed. Now, we also have some tools coming. Just want you to know, right now the company is working on a promotional video that you can use. Right now it's the power of word of mouth, the good old-fashioned word of mouth, folks. We also have a PowerPoint in development, a PowerPoint deck that's going to be used. And we're getting everything ready, and you are in the early part of what we're doing. And I'm telling you something, I believe that we're going to do something great here. As a matter of fact, I like the tagline. It's Waszupp crowdfunding. Here's the tagline: funding, hopes, and dreams. And that's what we're doing. We're finding the hopes and dreams of you that are listening to this call tonight. We're also finding the hopes and dreams of those who will receive charitable contributions through the power of this great opportunity. What I want to do right now is I want to turn this call over to the gentleman that introduced me. And he's someone that I consider to be a great visionary, a pedigree leader in every sense of the word, a man of integrity, and someone that I call partner and also friend, Coach Blaine Williams. Blaine?
Hey, Mark, I appreciate that dynamic presentation. Very excited. I'm making notes here. I've got a page and a half of notes just listening to you about the power of this. And I was thinking to myself, maybe we should tell them about the product they're going to receive when they get involved for the $35. And I am going to explain that, but I will say this. If you did not hear Mark Campese tell you, I'm going to tell you that the product we have is hope. That's the product we have. There's not a person on the planet that does not have a desire to achieve their most intimate goals, aspirations, and dreams. There's just not a person. And people have had the stuffing knocked out of them. They've had hope taken away. And I'll tell you something, this is the greatest time ever in my lifetime, at age 64 this month, greatest time of my lifetime to have a crusade called the Rat Initiative, the restoration of the American dream on every continent around this world. And I'm going to just tell you, when people get in for the $35, they receive a digital course. That's right, an electronic course on cryptocurrency. That's right, the digital economy, which is one of the hottest trends on the planet. That course is worth easily $750 to $1,000. They get it for $35. And the beauty of the digital course and the online educational courses that we will be providing is simple. First of all, the Internet, there are billions of dollars of transactions taking place every day. Billions of dollars. And the majority of those transactions are online education or learning. And the power is they're 100% profit to the companies providing them, 100% profit. There are no shipping expenses, and they can be distributed all over the world at a millisecond, all over the world in a millisecond, because it's a digital download. It's very powerful. And so what you do is you put the 35 in, and it is categorically a donation. And that money, 10% of it, or $10 of it goes to the company as a service fee, and $25 goes directly to the person above you on the structure. There are 8 levels in the structure, and Mark and I are going to take a moment and just give you a little sense of financially what this can mean, because I said our actual real product is hope, and what leads to hope? More and more money. Listen, meet people all the time that will say something like, well, we're broke, but we're happy. It's not true. It's not true. And by the way, wouldn't you rather be rich and unhappy? I mean, I don't think anybody should be unhappy, but who wouldn't want to have more cash flow in their pocket? So what we're going to do is we're going to help you have hope by attaining more and more finances in an escalating dynamic growth curve. Now, Mark, let's talk about this for a second. This structure, if you put it on an accounting sheet, would be you, the person listening to this call tonight, and the very first row direct to them would have 3 people on it. The next row would have 9 people on it. The next row would have 27 people. In other words, it would be 3 times 3 times 3, and then it would be 81 people, and then 243 people, and then 729 people, and then 2,187 people, and then on the 8th row, 6,561. Now, listen, I can tell you right now, we've got a gentleman on the phone here that in a couple of months he put 6,000 people together in a company. Mark and I have known him for years. We love Buck, and I'm going to tell you something. 6,500 people is not intimidating to certain people. But it all starts with you committing to simply bring yourself in for the 35, share with a few people, and have 3 that will help you and work with you. 3, that's it. 1, 2, 3. Count it on one hand. You have 2 fingers left over. 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, Mark, whenever people come in and they end up on that first level, those $25 go to the person that is directly above them, so they'd end up with $75. The company then removes from the 75 automatically for the second course, and that second course, Mark, costs how much?
It's $50.
$50. So you net $25. You now are qualified to get paid on the second row of people, Whether you bring them in or not, it makes no difference. They can come in because of the people you brought in. They can come in because I brought them in. They can come in because Mark brought them in. They can come in because Ash brought them in out of that 250,000 people they've got. But it's 9 people that you're going to receive $50 a piece on. You pay $50 for the course, and you get $450. You net $400. Now, the company will automatically take from that $400 the money for the third course, Mark. And how much is that third course?
It's $100.
It's $100, so you net $300. You've now netted $325. It probably will take a couple of days or less. Could take a couple hours. In some of your cases, like Danny's story, it's going to take a couple of minutes. But on the next level, you're going to have 27 people who buy that course. And by the way, you're going to receive 100% of that money. And Mark, that third course was $300, wasn't it?
It's actually $700, Blaine.
The third course is $700. Excuse me, $700 times 27. Folks,
No, I apologize. I apologize. It's 100 times the 27. It's $2,700.
$2,700 you're going to receive. That's all right, folks. We're learning. Mark and I are learning just while you're learning. $2,700. And by the way, you paid, how much money did they pay, Mark, for that course, that third course?
They paid $100.
They paid $100. And they received $2,700. They netted $2,600 plus the 3 1/4. They've now netted $3,000. Probably is going to take a day or two for some of you. Now what happens is, out of that, they take the money for the fourth course, which is how much, Mark?
It's $700 for the fourth.
$700. They take out of the $3,700. You're left with $2,300 net, and you are now going to be able to receive from the next 81 people $700 apiece. That's $56,000. Now listen, I'm going to tell you something. In my book, if I find $20 in a pair of slacks in my closet, I don't tell my wife Brooke about it. I call Mark and we go have coffee at Starbucks, spend it all. Hey, listen, $56,000 is a lot of money, and you only came up with $35 out of pocket once. Everything else has come out of the profits. You just now have $5,600 plus the $2,000. You've now got nearly $60,000. They're going to remove for the next course out of that $56,000. How much for the next course?
It's $5,000, Wayne.
It's $5,000. You're left with $51,000. Is it going to bother you for the company to take $5,000 out of $56,000? You're left with $51,000. But what happens? There are 729 potential spots on that 6th row that will send you a donation of $5,000. And by the way, they are receiving more and more value in electronically, digitally downloaded material and other very amazing things which we're coming out with, electronic apps and some other things. But Mark, what is the number of that $5,000 times?
On that 5th level, Blaine, it becomes $1,215,000.
And that's on the 5th level. And there is level 6, 7, and 8. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, it's insane. I've never seen anything like it. We're going to wrap this call up, and we're going to ask you to do this. Get together with the person that got you on this call. Arrange a 3-way call with Mark or I or one of the leaders. And I want you to know one thing. We are nonstop around the clock, and we are bringing people to the table because Mark and I only have 3 spots on our front line, and we have already filled them with some of the finest pedigree people that we know. One of them is Danny Story. And I'm going to have Danny just come on and listen, guys, we're going to do it just quickly because we want to make sure we get people off this call in the next 3 minutes. But Danny, I want you to tell people what your expectation is for them and how you feel about this, and give them a little sense about your background in direct selling and network marketing.
Well, first of all, thanks so much for everything that you and Mark are doing. I'm absolutely ecstatic. I myself have been on the phone all day with my key leaders, and we are exploding. We're breaking over 100 people already in just a couple of days, getting pre-enrolled. And I would tell you, I've been in the networking industry for 30 years. I own my own company for 10 years. And I've never seen the kind of excitement that's coming, and for a chance for people who have always wanted to be in the right place at the right time, to have that opportunity. And Coach, it goes back to this. Everyone I know, everyone I have worked with over the last 30 years, to have an opportunity to make a one-time investment of $35 into a cause to change people's lives and bless people, there is no one I know that would not be willing to do that. And folks, I think the numbers we're hearing tonight is nothing close to what we're fixing to do. So I'm just ecstatic of where we're at. I'm so excited, and I want to thank you and Mark for bringing this to us. And I want to thank you for your endless leadership and the loyalty towards this team.
Hey, that's great, Danny, and thank you for those wonderful words that you share with us. We love you and believe in you. They're out of North Carolina. I want to jump up to Spokane, Washington, to my dear friend who worked with me for many years, Mark and I both, and that's Dale Bonet. Dale was an executive with Procter & Gamble. He had a background in the financial service industry, and he has watched us meticulously select this company and make the decision to move forward. Dale, take just a moment or two and share what your thoughts are.
Blaine, I'm excited as can be. You have checked this company out. They've got everything ready to go, and you took me through the numbers, and it truly is astounding. I saw you and Mark put over 95,000 people in less than 2 months into, Mark talked about it, a company that exploded, and I think that's going to be small change compared to what happens here. This is primed to be a firestorm, and thank you for letting us be at the top. It's just exciting.
Well, hey, listen, I'm thankful that you are in at the top, and I'm thankful that we're in at the top. Mark and I talk about it every day. We're pinching ourselves. But listen, I want to just say this to everybody. I shared those numbers Mark and I did, over $1 million, and that's down to only the 4th and 5th level. Folks, it takes about 9,000 to 10,000 people to fill the matrix once. When Ash opens up that database he's got of over 245, 250,000 people, they have over 1,000 to 1,500 days signing up right now. That comes in after us and under us, and it is more than likely going to fill the matrix twice. And we gave you numbers if it only goes down to the 4th and 5th level. So I can only imagine what's going to happen here. And I want to wrap this call up with one last person. He's been a friend of Mark's and mine for many, many years. I met Buck in the early 2000s. We shared an office together. He is a fine Marine. He lives in Oregon, and Buck is going to throw in and provide some of his 40-plus years of experience, has made nearly $20 million in the field of helping people, and he loves doing things that make a difference. Buck, why don't you share your thoughts? You met Ash on the phone. You know Mark and I. What are your thoughts?
Well, can you hear me okay, Blaine?
Hey, loud and clear, General.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for the kind words. I want to say that there's some people I invited on the line, and you know what? Life gets in the way a lot of times, and people have great hearts. The companies fail. They do a number of different things in their lives that they have a fork in the road. They either go to the left or right, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Well, this is a light to mild recession in all of America, and bringing this hope together and helping a lot of people. If we really push this, you know, I was looking at it today, I thought, is it feasible that I can put 100 people in before that 235,000 of them, even if it's 10 or 15, 20%, this is going to be a blessing back to all of my friends. And I'm going to be calling a lot of my friends and all. And if we can touch not only the people, we always talk about who motivates the motivator. Well, that we are on the line. We're all motivators. We're experienced operators. And we really need to push it hard. Keep working on your main company, whoever you're working with, that's fine. But every chance that you have off hours, you really need to do something very special. And talk about pay it forward. This is a prime example of a pure pay it forward situation. So I thank you so very much for letting me be a part of this. I'm excited about driving it down to China. And let's go, Blaine. Back to you and Mark.
All right, very good. And listen, we're going to wrap this call up, folks. Thank you for all of you that participated tonight. I want to give you just a couple of real quick tips. Number one, there is no decision to be made here other than let me get in right now, and how many people can I bring in? Mark made the comment about we don't want people bringing in dogs and cats. Well, that's a joke in our industry. People sign anybody up. And what we really want you to know is don't bring people in as an act of charity. When you're making $20, $50, $100, $200,000 a month, help them out as an act of charity. But you want people coming in with you right now that are self-sufficient, strong, resilient people that are hungry, and I mean really hungry, and want to go and grow. You know, I heard it said, Buck has heard this, so has Mark, this is about leaders with vision helping people with dreams. And people with dreams are willing to get up off the couch and on their feet out of the house and into the heat. So I want to encourage you to do that. Tomorrow night at the same time, we're going to do another call just like this. I want you to get 7 to 10 people on that call tomorrow night. They need to hear this message. Because where can they get started for $35 and have a possibility of making over $1 million? Ladies and gentlemen, it does not exist anywhere that I've seen in my 30-plus years of experience here in networking other than right here at Waszupp Crowdfunding. We have got a new website that's going to be coming up tomorrow, and it's called Waszupp Mentors. Waszupp is WASZUPP Mentors.com. You're going to be featured on that site. Our calls will be on there. Our webinars will be on there. A lot of tools will be on there, and it's free of charge to you. So we want to let you know about that, and as soon as that site's up, we want you to go on and sign up to be on the update email and text list. And remember, tomorrow night, same time, same phone number. Get as many people out there as you can, and in the meantime, we appreciate you being on here. This has been a record number call for us. I expect it to be 4 to 5 times bigger tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us. This call is now officially over. Until tomorrow night. Good night.